All right, and we are back here with Sarah Hokom, last weekend's Masters Cup FPO champion. Sarah, congratulations on a big win last weekend.
Thank you so much.
And honestly, with the experience and the time you have on the tour, we know you've lived in Santa Cruz. What did it mean to take that title last weekend?
Oh, it's hard to even say what it meant, really, other than I still got it. But it was cool to to win that tournament 10 years ago, and then kind of play scared for 8 years, and then just kind of be like, you know what, just throw the shots and take what happens and do the best you can from there. And I actually did not get daylawed one time out there, so I think the course was in my favor, and it was there's a little bit of love out there too.
And for our viewers that don't know what daylawed means, can you expand a little bit on what it felt like in the past or what being daylawed is?
Oh, right. I mean, that's when you throw probably a pretty good shot and it hits something, a root, the basket, the pole, a random pine cone on the ground, and just kicks up and rolls down into a valley or crevice or incredible sloped area of poison oak. And then you get to spend 2 weeks itching your body because you had to go get your disc. And yeah.
So you managed to stay safe, clean, the body was safe, all was good, and you took home the win.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Coming here to OTB, a very different course. How does that prepare you or get you ready for this weekend's competition?
Well, the fact that I made all the strokes up and actually ended up winning off the chase card on the ball golf course at De La was kind of surprising. So I think that gives me a newfound confidence on some of these bigger open courses that most people wouldn't favor me to shoot as well on. But as long as you can keep it in the ropes and make a few putts, it actually works out.
Yeah. And again, out here at OTB, this is a longer course. We've heard a bunch of competitors talk about how it's 12,000 plus feet. We've also known in your entire tour experience that you've had some injuries you've dealt with, and you've spoken out about these lengthy courses. Give us some feedback about this weekend or your feelings about that.
Yeah, this one for us is just under 10,000 feet. There's 3 par 5s in the first 5 holes. And, honestly, I can only get about 5 or 6 of the birdies out here out of 18 holes, so it's a little bit disappointing. I usually Leonard Muse, I really trust him to do a really good job on the FPO layout, so I was kind of stoked when I found out this course had been redesigned and that he was involved in that. But this time, a lot of the holes are out of reach, and there's going to be some players that are going to have access to all the birdies and some players that are only going to have access to a few of the birdies. So I think, it just creates a distance contest out there that is not the kind of golf that is where I think our FPO course layout should be. And I mean, I'm throwing the same disc off of every tee, so my challenge out here is going to be not get so bored that I start throwing bad shots. So that's going to take a lot of mental fortitude to just continue to put the same emphasis on that same shot I'm throwing 18 times off the tee.
Thanks for shedding some light onto that. You've got a cute furry friend there in your hands. Can you tell us the name and maybe the history of where this animal comes from?
Yeah, this is Miss Raven, also known as Bubba. She was actually found out here near this course by Evan on the Pro Tour. He brought her to the course, and I ended up adopting her last year at this time at this course. So she is like the official OTB dog. So
very cute, and thank you for sharing Raven with us.
Sarah, you mentioned that your win last week reminded or at least emphasized that you still got it. But you've been on tour for so long now. I'm sure your game has evolved. We all see it. How would you describe who you are as a player now compared to when you first came on tour?
I would say that I have a greater skill set than, of course, at first, and not even just. I mean, I'm adding backhand. It's still not quite there, but I would just say my short game in general, and then just confidence. I don't have a monkey on my back. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. I'm just going out there and playing the game and enjoying the game of golf, and then seeing how I end up. So it puts me in it's a really great position mentally. And emotionally, and so I think that's what gives me an edge on some of these newer players and at any of these courses.
As the grind of the tour goes on and we're nearing the midpoint of the season, how are you feeling mentally, physically?
Yeah, after the rounds, I played 3 practice rounds out here. I'm pretty tired by the end. But overall, I feel pretty good. You know, I've been trying to take a week or so here and there and make sure I manage my pitch count on my shoulder and just not overdo it too much. Just because the courses are so long, it's almost like playing 2 rounds a day when you play one.
And speaking of, how your body holds up, you throw predominantly forehand, and I think some people, including myself, are under the impression that that is more physically demanding, more possibly prone to injury. Do you agree with that? And what do you do to keep your body healthy, throwing all those forehands?
Yeah, I think as a distance shot, it's not something that I think that people should be throwing Anheuser flexes with overstable discs over and over again. I do think that's really hard on the shoulder, but I throw more of a flip up game, and I kind of protect the shoulder in the choice of shots I throw. So over the years, I've learned that that's kind of the way to increase longevity. Just make sure you're, and also playing with good form. Making sure your form is tight. If you really just kind of get loose with your form and just kind of just try to throw too hard, that's kind of where you get into trouble, which is really easy to do out here on these big courses and in the wind. So just staying disciplined to your form.
It's such a long season, and you're out here grinding week in, week out. You must really still love this game. How long do you see yourself out here competing at this highest level?
I have no idea. I try to live in the present, and I know that when I'm no longer able to play, like I'll find something probably within the sport to fill my time. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going until I can't.
One final question. Last week, your big win. How does that change your expectations for this week and for the rest of the season?
I try not to let it change my expectations, especially for this week. The courses are so different. But it does give me the confidence. It doesn't really change much about my season other than just a little extra confidence knowing that I can grab a win.
Excellent. Well, Sarah Hokom, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.